I've spent 34 years working in public radio and nonprofit fundraising. Public radio is really the last place to hear what's happening right here in our community.
Starting July 12, Northern Regional Manager of WPR, Paul Damberg, is retiring from his position from UWS's 91.3 FM KUWS, and 34 years of his life in radio broadcasting. But he says that his career started back in the 70s, starting his own lighting company, producing disco dances. Damberg would soon attend Macalester College, graduating in '87 with a bachelor's in sociology. However, it was his first job out of college that introduced him to his love of radio.
Public radio nowadays is the connecting thread that draws together disparate communities and disparate people to be able to hear a unified message. With all the consolidation that's happened with commercial radio, you're seeing less and less local programming.
Damberg worked at KAXE in Grand Rapids for 18 months, before taking on the role of development director at KUMD, where Damberg stayed for 17 years before being let go, after it was discovered that he never received his master's. He then left radio briefly, working as a foundation director for Lake Superior College for 6 years, before switching as the foundation director for the Human Development Center for a shorter 3 years.
I then went, okay, I've leapt from job to job to job. I'm going to take a little time and make sure I find the right fit. And I really loved public radio, but at the time, there was not a position for me at KUMD, at UMD. And Minnesota Public Radio has a different approach to programming than I feel, so that didn't really excite me. And I was looking at hiring and getting on at educational institutions. Tom Hansen reached out to me and said, I'm retiring, and I can't think of a better person to take over who knows the area.
In 2016, Damberg returned back to radio, landing the role of Northern Regional Manager of WPR. There for the next 7 years, Damberg oversaw and operated 5 stations out of his office in the Holden Fine Arts Center, bringing Wisconsin Public Radio to the Northwoods and voicing community concerns back to Madison.
It's been a wonderful fit, but at the same time, in 2021, I experienced a rather devastating medical scenario. I was diagnosed with necrotizing fasciitis, and it attacked my left foot, and it is fatal.
With a flesh-eating disease threatening Damberg's life, doctors hinted to a solution that could save him at the cost of his left foot. However, that wouldn't be the end of Damberg's medical problems. The bacteria has already spread above the amputated part, resulting in the loss of his left leg. And during recovery, he also developed a staph infection on his other foot, registering him unable to walk. Meanwhile, KUWS remained in a state of confusion. With the top dog gone, 3 students rose up to the challenge to keep KUWS on the air and aided Damberg in his recovery.
To me, I didn't know anything about audio, I didn't know anything about radio, anything like that, but it was something interesting and something new that I could get my hands on, and Paul was the master of it. I mean, he was there, he was working radio at UMD for many years, and he just knew everything and he knew everyone. So when I say that I got like the best resource or the best experience I could get, like I truly mean that, because he was a master.
But I really credit to those 3 kids, and they were all students that I kind of sought out and worked with engineering to address things and kept the radio station going.
As a healing Damberg made his eventual return to KUWS, the extra stress of being away from work and his medical battles made Damberg decide on the unthinkable.
I'm simply not able to do the job to my satisfaction, and the doctors are pretty adamant that they really don't want me to carry the stress level anymore. It's not healthy for me.
Damberg officially announced his retirement to WPR on June 26. Damberg said that he will enjoy his retirement, taking up woodworking for his startup small business, Damwood, and spending more time with friends, family, and his cabin on Lake Vermilion.
It really wasn't the way I saw my 35-year career ending. I'm tired. I'm really tired. It's really hard. I've put on weight. That's stress-related. There's a lot of stress in this job, especially now as I'm not able to do the things I know I need to do. At the same time, there's no committee meetings. I don't have to build a process. I don't have to request things in triplicate. I just get to work with wood, and it doesn't talk back.
Reporting for the Promethean, I'm Drew Kerner.